He's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that he can afford to give him. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
The dish now to Allen.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
And the Grizzlies with some changes. Wright comes in for Zach Randolph. And Matt Barnes is subbed in for Allen. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. LeBron's checked in for Shumpert. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for J.R. Smith. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Carter kicks to Conley. That's in there. Carter with the assist. And it's a tie ball game.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Outside Conley. All alone. Another miss by Conley.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And a pretty tightly.
Hi, Kevin.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's Cleveland out on top at halftime. They have a 2-point lead. Starting with Kenny. All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second half of our game. Kevin Harlan ready with the call.
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us.
A lot of action from Irving. 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
And so in the game for the Cavaliers, J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Kevin Love out there with Thompson. And it's Irving in at the point. And guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season. Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq, Robinson did it for Tim Duncan, and that's really what great players do.
That free throw good from Allen.
And getting back to Kyrie, many felt the addition of LeBron would cut down on Kyrie's playmaking opportunities. But Kyrie was near his career average in assists last season. That even further indicates how seamlessly the two superstars were able to gel.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
You know, talking about the effect LeBron had on Kyrie last year, they looked fantastic working together, but the stat sheet also bared that out. Kyrie hit over 40% of his threes for the first time in his career, and he posted the lowest turnover rate of his career, too.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, guys, over that last break, I listened to Dave Yeager address his team. He said to them, goal number 1 is to drive the lane and put pressure on them inside. That's where he wants their scoring to come from. He also wants them to concentrate on working as a team at the offensive end. Passing, patience, and teamwork, those were the messages. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
Thanks, Doris. Gasol is screen on Jones. Conley kicks to Randolph. Cannot hit.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
The Grizzlies trail by 3. Conley with it. Jones covering. Conley dishes to Randolph. Allen, count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Allen's got 5 points now this quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Carter with the block. And Thompson throws it down.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
What a great nose for the basketball he has, and such a strong finisher as well.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role. Didn't let the move bother him and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
And Stevenson's checked in for Allen. And then for Cleveland, Richard Jefferson. He's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Mozgov comes in for Kevin Love. And Mo Williams subbed in for Smith. Conley kicks to Gasol. On the wing, Stevenson. Pass to Randolph. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Right, he's checked in for Zach Randolph. Conley into the lane. And a miss there off the inbound.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for him.
And that one's good. Williams has got his first basket. 51 seconds left here in the third quarter. Jones against Conley. Mozgov with the block.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team. Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
And it's Conley penetrating. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Conley's got 6.
Boy, Gasol with a punishing pick that time.
And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Jones.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
Conley against Jones. Now here is Conley. He's guarded closely. On the wing, Stevenson. With 1 on the clock. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Cleveland leading by 7. Moment here now for an injury report. Now an update on Kyrie Irving from Doris Burke. Doris, what'd you find out?
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with the Cavaliers' head athletic trainer. He relayed to me that it seems like he bruised his tailbone on that play. A discouraging development for this team so early in the season. We'll see what kind of impact it has on them in the long term, guys.
Thank you, Doris, for the update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best as always.
And he's a tough guy. My guess is he'll be back before we know it, and better than ever.
Greg, I sure hope you're right. I mean, there are just so many uncertainties when it comes to dealing with injuries, though. Let's hope for the best.
We've got Chris Anderson. Tony Allen is out there with Lance Stevenson. Then it's Matt Barnes. And it's Randolph in at the 4 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Kevin Love's checked in for Cleveland. Here's Randolph. Stevenson with it. Now Smith defending. Randolph. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist. Stevenson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
And really, the defense on both sides, non-existent.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. Invisible, non-existent. This game has had the look really of a layup line for the most part.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent MGA from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to 1 or 2 plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. They're down by 4. 1:57 left in the fourth quarter. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, guys, over that last break, I listened to Dave Yeager address his team. He told him it's time to fight and take the lead. Let's put ourselves in position to bring it home. Guys, we'll see if they've got what it takes to get it done.
James checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Stevenson passes to Randall. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
It's as if the defenses have just given up.
Yeah, you know, the pace has only picked up the deeper we've gotten into this game, which is remarkable. It speaks to the endurance and stamina of these teams, and it's also been a lot of fun to watch.
Stevenson with it, guarded now by Irving. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Cleveland.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
Carter, he's checked in for Memphis. Conley now comes in for Lance Stevenson. Another miss by James.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
That drive by Carter to take the lead. Here's Randolph, stolen by Thompson. To the inside, stolen by Conley. One-on-one fast break. Vince Carter the bucket on the assist by Conley. And the Grizzlies lead by 1.
Just enormous, guys. With time winding down, goes for the steal, and then off to the races.
Yeah, that was big time right there, Clark. That's terrific basketball.
Man, it's really tough to stop Love right now.
Grizzlies making a switch here. Gasol's checked in.
Getting it done at the line as he usually does. And that could be huge in a tight game like this one.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. They're losing by 2. There's 53 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Jones checked in for Kyrie Irving. There's 53 seconds left in the game. And it's Conley penetrating. Here's Allen. Here is Love. Clark, they'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward. Boy, is it tough to stop LeBron right now.
Memphis with the ball, trailing by 4. They double-team Conley. Randolph dishes to Carter, shoots from 12. Kept alive.
Fellas, that's exactly the job the big guy has to do for him. Contest every rebound.
And so they foul intentionally. He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Yes, showing off a really smooth stroke there, and that will add to their lead.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. They're behind by 6. 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Feeds to Gasol. Nails it! And now they trail by just 4.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
You had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late game free throws are a lot different than early game free throws in terms of making them.
Conley kicks to Carter. Randolph passes to Carter. Back to Randolph. And here's Conley outside. Gets the 3 to fall.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
No good there. We see the Cavaliers
LeBron, they made it.
The 2K Sports post-game show.